I'm Dr. Biaggi, and this is your Musicology Smackdown. Pink or black? Pink or black? Oh, hello. I'm Dr. Biaggi, and these are Dr. Biaggi's underpants, and there's a good chance I'm going to hurl one or both of them in the direction of one Mr. Tom Jones. Tom Jones, as many of you may already know, is a maestro of sexual mayhem, a fomenter of pheromones, and a hip-swiveling, crotch-pumping demigod of licentiousness. And that, friends, is before we even get to his voice. All of this makes even more surprising Jones's latest release, a spirituals album called Praise and Blame. Sir Tom Jones, who was made a member of the Order of the British Empire after he mouth-trapped a set of the Queen's knickers when she tossed them on stage, is from Wales. And if there's anything worth knowing about Wales, it's that there are approximately 0.01 vowels in any given Welsh phrase. Shirley Bassey is the only black person ever born there, and Tom Jones is the most sexually active person to have lived in the entire nation, with the exception of the 12th century lesser noble Llewellyn Ap, who sired 159 children to 8 desperate female paupers. But perhaps Jones's greatest claim to fame is as a singer, a gig that has rewarded him with 100 million records sold worldwide, one for every child he has allegedly fathered. Pretty impressive from a kid who grew up in a mystical land populated by pixies and ogres called Trevor's Pit. While his first single, 1964's Chills and Fever, failed to chart, the follow-up, It's Not Unusual, became an international hit. While the BBC refused to play it, an offshore pirate radio station did, once again lending credence to the old adage, if you want something done, bribe a pirate. It's Not Unusual reached #1 in the UK and the top 10 in the US. This led to Jones's deal to sing the themes for What's New Pussycat and Thunderball. By the late 60s, Jones had a huge Vegas show and a tacky, rhinestone-dappled following to go with it. His wardrobe increasingly featured him in an open, half-unbuttoned shirt and tight leather pants, leading women to swoon, scream, toss their panties on stage, and occasionally suffer hormonally induced seizures. Tom Jones's crotch is now considered a dangerous weapon in 12 states, and his epididymis qualifies as an explosive in at least 4 others. And while he's now 70 years old, Tom Jones still can't be stopped. In 2008, he released 24 Hours, his first album of new material in over 15 years. In 2009, Jones was voted sexiest man in the world in the Hungarian magazine Periodica. That same year, Hungarians also voted Madeleine Albright sexiest woman in the world. Jones's latest, Praise and Blame, includes covers of such artists as Bob Dylan, John Lee Hooker, and Billy Joe Shaver, and features guest musicians like Booker T. The album marks a return to his roots of gospel and blues, from when he was apparently growing up on the Mississippi Delta. On the album, which was recorded live with no overdubs, he's backed by a simple rhythm section, as well as a silent machine that tennis lobs balled-up underwear in his direction, just to keep him in the mood. Because of the profound nature of many of the songs, each pair of panties hurled is coffin black and imprinted with a line from the Book of Job. Jones calls Praise and Blame a concept album, the concept being one last excuse to get on the road and commit adultery under the guise of a legitimate artistic enterprise. Seriously, though, while the Jones of yore may have started to prayerfully reflect on a life of debauchery and excess, no man sporting an all-white afro and a spray tan is ready to throw in a towel just yet. And he's rolling strong with what he's got. The vocals on the new album sound well-worn, gritty, and dark. Singles like Burning Hell, the John Lee Hooker classic, What Good Am I, and Don't Trouble Me seem oddly well-suited to Jones' steadily aging baritone. Maybe the rest of him is starting to sag as well, which may not be a good thing. Though if all else fails, there's always Viagra. But until then, this is Dr. Biaggi telling you to chuck those knickers like it's 1979 and turn it up.